Alright guys, what's going on? So today's another day, beautiful day, a little cloudy overcast here in Tucson, nothing too crazy. We are riding the new Honda Hornet. You guys haven't seen this before. It's got 35,046 miles on it. It's a ton of miles, but she's quick, she rips. It's got a power commander, a couple bits and bobs here. We'll do a walk around here in a little bit. But I wanted to talk to you guys about the video I put out yesterday, which was Sunday. That was recorded on Saturday, 2 days ago or whatever. Well, I say 2 days ago, whenever this goes up, it doesn't really matter. I wanted to talk to you guys about the video that I put up about the Silverwing and the pain that I went through to get that 4K recording. Granted, I don't know how this sounds with the visor open. There's a lot of wind noise for me, so I think I'm going to play it safe and keep this down for now until I can figure out if that sounds okay or not. I do have a fluffy thing on the mic, but we'll see. Another issue is I gotta make sure this camera's still on. When riding to the gym this morning, I checked it out, and when I got to the gym it was off, and so it had turned itself off around the 16-minute mark. And mind you, that is the second time I've used this camera. Technically right now is the third time I've ever used the One RS. So I'm still learning the kinks, but for it to shut off at the 16-minute mark with no reason as to why. It still had battery, it still had plenty of room in the SD card, about over an hour. I don't really know why it turned off, but I keep checking it, lifting my visor, make sure it's still on. But the pain that I went through to edit this 4K video, I thought I had a pretty decent computer, but as soon as I decided to put that 4K video into Premiere Pro, which it was only a 6-minute video, so very, very short video, about 3 minutes and then 3 minutes before and after White Claw, I'm telling you, the playback preview was horrific. I couldn't see one frame at all. So I went through and I did everything that I saw on YouTube. Tried to create a proxy. That didn't work for me because my Adobe and my encoder is not linked. Tried to completely re-encode it through encoder. That was like a 2-hour process for 3 minutes to get the encoder to move it over to ProRes, or to move over to the, what is it, HDQ, whatever the fuck it was. So that took like 2 hours. That didn't make any sense. So ultimately what I wound up doing is just rendering the whole video on Adobe Premiere, and then like editing it, and then adding all my bits and bobs after, so I could like get my cuts in, and then from there I would go and get kind of get what I wanted it to look at. But I'm telling you, I spent hours just trying to get that 6-minute video up. And you guys can see the videos that I put out. They're very low production, right? Like, this is just me cutting and, you know, putting shit together like a newbie. And so it was one of those things that I really didn't know what the hell I was really doing, or how I was even gonna get it to even function correctly, because it looked so bad. I even turned the playback resolution down to like 1/8, still couldn't watch it. So I was able to edit it and render it after I got it down to edit and cut it and all that stuff, once I rendered it in Premiere first. Once I did move it over to ProRes and try to edit it, that didn't help at all either. It was still ridiculously slow. So I don't know if I need a computer upgrade, but when I put 1080p 30 or 60 frames, literally no issue with H.264. Granted, I understand why it's a pain, but it's one of those things that it was so hard for me to get to edit. It took me hours just to like figure out what frame I wanted to pick, because I would click it and about 2 minutes later, oh, the new frame would pop up. So it was really bad. Like I said, I feel like I have a good computer. I'm pretty sure I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, either 16, I think it's 16, and I mean, I do have an older CPU, but the GPU is pretty nice, and I don't know. It was one of those things that was a pain. The other thing I want to talk about is just like the worry of this One RS today. Like, I literally, this is my on my second ride ever with it, just taking it to the gym, it shut off. And that really scared me. And then the next thing I do is I get on the forums and other people asking like, hey, are y'all's One RSs shutting off? And a lot of people are like, yeah, they shut off at the 16-minute mark, which is exactly what mine did. And so I'm kind of aggravated at all the reviews that I watched, and all of the people that were out there saying it doesn't shut off, it's amazing, it doesn't overheat, the battery lasts forever, and all of these reviews, and in reality, it probably just all fucking paid for by One RS. we'll see though. Like I said, when I was in the forums, there was tons of people, tons and tons of people saying, yeah, it just shuts off at 16 minutes. One guy's like, yeah, and I was able to put it on the invisible stick, and I got it up there for about 20 seconds before the vibrations cut it off. And to me, that's just like completely unacceptable. Especially when you're watching all these people do these reviews and it looks like an amazing camera and all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, like so far the features that it has is fucking nuts. I didn't have to do any color correction when I put out the Silverwing video. And don't get me wrong, the 4K looks phenomenal, but it only looks phenomenal when the camera is running. Another issue I had was the mic was peaking really bad, like making this really tingy sound in Adobe, so I had to like actually edit the sound because it was peaking really hard. Granted, I don't know if that was the mic or if that was the 1RS doing that, but it was kind of a pain. I sat there for about 30 minutes trying to pull it down to where it didn't sound so irritable to the ears. Granted, I do have an annoying voice, but that's not what I'm talking about. But yeah, so let me find a good parking lot here. We'll go over about the new 919, some of the modifications I've done to it, some of the things I've done to it. I really enjoy the 919. I think it's a really fun bike. It's really sentimental to me, to the fact that I used to have an old 919, and my old 919 was my baby. Man, I love that thing. I rode it everywhere. So we're gonna pull into the CVS right here. The 919 was my baby back in the day. I'm telling you, I rode it everywhere and every day, which is what I'm doing to this one and the Silverwing. It's kind of hard for me to pick between the two because I actually really enjoy the Silverwing really a lot because of the fact that it is so comfortable. All right, so we're just gonna go over this. We got the rental handlebars, got some bar end mirrors. We're gonna keep the bike on for now. It's kind of dirty, you can kind of tell, but Honda Hornet got the actual frame sliders, not the engine sliders. Got a Delvic exhaust. This is just an eBay aftermarket lever and an ASV here. There used to be an ASV on this side as well, but it just didn't work. So got an LED front light and then LED, literally my fear. As I was recording right in the middle, right there where it cuts out, the camera actually turned itself off. I have no clue. It only made 7 minutes this time. The time before was 16 minutes. It still has battery. It still has SD card. We have an issue. This is the third. That was the third recording and it only made it to 7 minutes. That's unacceptable. That's not going to work for me. We might have to be reaching out to Insta 360 to get this resolved. That's ridiculously insane. Okay, so back to the bike, if we can get this video off. It's got kind of knockoff bar mirrors. I got the I don't think they're knockoffs. I think they're actually really expensive. I don't know. The previous owner bought them, and they're really good. I take that back. They're not knockoffs. I got the pillow top grips, some nice bar ends to not give me a coarse amp if I were to fall. And then we have the same tail lights or the blinkers as the front. Let's turn them on here, and we'll turn on the blinker here. So blinker, it's fading blinker. But one thing I do like, if I can get my camera in front of it, is when I push the rear brake, they act as rear brakes as well. So it actually does a really good job lighting up the whole area when I hit the rear brakes here. Let me turn the handlebars. Maybe I can actually just use the foot again. But there you go. Nice, beautiful, all three brakes. And then, like I said, Delvic exhaust. Things that I've done to it, I put the blinkers on. Took off, it had an ugly, you can see it's kind of marred up here, ugly windscreen that was on it before. I took that off. As far as maintenance, did a full coolant flush, oil, air filter, and I think that's about it. That's all I did to it. It probably should go get the valves checked because I have 35,000 miles on it. I was gonna replace the what's it called? The spark plugs while I was under there, but I figured they would be all right for now until I could get up the courage to do it. It does have a Power Commander 3 that is tuned. It was tuned in North Carolina. So yeah, I really enjoy the bike. Like I said, 35,000 miles on it, and it runs like a champ. It's original, all OEM, or all original miles. This is not a new engine, none of that stuff. And I'm telling you, she rips, dude. She's so fun. And I love the sound. I love the notes that this thing makes, and it just picks up. So we'll see if we can get a little bit of speed on us here. It is 40. Well, I said that I was only going to go to 40, but I'm at 60 and I'm keeping up with traffic, so. She's got got some speed, I'm telling you. She's pretty fast. She, I used to have the MT-09, which is really sad. I never did it. I never did one vlog on my MT-09, I don't think. I don't think I have one vlog with me riding my MT-09 that I had. But it didn't really bother me because like I didn't really have an attachment to that bike. I literally just bought it and I like had it. Okay, that's like the 4th time it cut out. That time it made it 3 minutes. So 16, 7, 3 minutes. I finally was able to take the helmet off, look at it. It says on my SD card, ride speed is too slow, which is weird because I've never had an issue with it on the GoPro ever on anything. Granted, I was not recording in 4K. So now I have dropped it down to 1080p, 60 frames, which will probably help the ride speed, maybe? I think I'm actually close to Best Buy. I might just go buy me another big 64 card, a fast one, a premium one. Maybe that'll help with the ride speed. But back to what I was saying, I wasn't really attached to the old MT-09 because I bought it and I never really rode it, right? Like I didn't go enjoy it, and I think that is because I had the break-in period. I literally didn't take it over, I don't know, 4,000 RPM for the 2,300 miles that I put on it. Like I literally babied the shit out of it with a proper Yamaha break-in. And that's like the difference between this and the 919 is I don't really care. This thing just rips, and it just is so fast and fun, and I get to beat it up right away. And it's a Honda, so I know, well, hopefully, fingers crossed, it's gonna last fucking forever. So I don't know, I just really enjoy the upright position. You guys know I love the WR. I mean, the last time I did a WR vlog was in North Carolina, and that was like, I've been in Tucson for 2 years now. I've really kind of just backed off on the whole vlogging thing. And I think the only reason I'm doing it now is because I've been riding so much that I figured, hey, I might as well just talk about shit while I'm out there riding. Granted, like I said, I don't really have a big following on YouTube, but who gives a shit? You guys can come and hang out and have fun with me. One thing I did want to talk about in this super fucking long video that's going to take 20 years to edit is that that guy's vaping in front of me. I can smell it. Arizona, I don't know, the Governor Ducey or whatever the fuck his name is, just put into law that we can lane filter at red lights, but it isn't actually written in law yet. So it's signed, the bill is signed, but it is not in the law. So we'll see how that goes. But I talked to a couple cops about it, and they said as long as you're being safe with it, under the 15 miles an hour, and at a red light, and you have to have 2 lanes of traffic. So that's one thing I'm kind of confused on. I don't know if it's 2 lanes of traffic in the same direction, or if a 1 lane and a turn lane would be considered 2 lanes of traffic. So it'll be very interesting to see how it pans out when people start just actively doing it all the time, every day. I have done it a little bit. The only time I do it is when I feel a little sketched out and I don't want to be behind get rear-ended, especially if there's no one behind me. I'd rather just go to the front and make sure I'm being seen. But it is what it is. I don't know, it's kind of sketchy for me because I'm not really used to it. I know people in California all day just like kind of go in and out and do whatever, but I'm not really that. I haven't done it in a long time. When I was a dumbass in Albuquerque, I used to just blow through people all the time, on the highway or the red lights. It didn't really matter. I was just a fucking asshole. But I don't really ride like that. I mostly ride just nice and calm and chill and collective. I really don't know where to go with this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm just gonna probably cut it here. Hopefully you guys got to see all the way around the 919. I know the camera cut out a couple times there. It's probably my fault for not having a good SD, which it is like a PNY knockoff piece of shit. So I'll probably go get me a SanDisk today. But alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you later. Adios amigos.